My issue as a gamer with every headset is the sound quality is great, but then the mic is a piece of...
So, SteelSeries hooked me up with their brand new Arctis headset. And I'm raging less. My blood pressure's been lowered. I'm even overcoming trains. I appreciate it. Finally, we have a headset for gamers.
What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike, and the intro might not have made sense just yet. That was a SteelSeries commercial that I shot, and I want to tell you a story before we get into the top 5 skill moves. It is a bit of a revamp. I usually drop a video talking about the best skills at the beginning of the year, and then after some patches and updates and just longer periods of time with the gameplay mechanics, I like to do a re-up. And we talk about what's been adjusted, what hasn't been adjusted, what skills need to be in your arsenal. But before we get into all that goodness, let me talk to you for a few minutes. One of my most frequently asked questions is, how did you get started with competitive gaming? This dates back to my first FIFA, which was FIFA 2004. I wasn't looking to be competitive, just started playing, and then by 2005, I had a friend of mine that was a professional Halo player, and he brought over the longest Ethernet cord I've ever seen in my life. Because I was living with my family, this is when I was in high school, and I remember having an Ethernet cord, and my parents can attest to this, that went from the router downstairs, and I had my setup upstairs, and we had this cord going across the living room, and I was an angry son of a gun. 2005, I've now got online gaming, Xbox Live, because I come from the golden era, or that's what I like to say. When you're looking at the Nintendo games where you used to go over to your friend's house or they came to your home, you had the Golden Eye, the Mario Kart, the Super Smash Brothers. Those were some of the best periods of my life in terms of gaming, but it was different. There was no online play. You literally had to kick it in a room together. You had the split screen. Remember telling people you better not look over here? Don't cheat? In high school, I made varsity for football or soccer, and then I also made varsity for basketball. So those were the two sports that I was most interested in. However, during that time period, Madden was kind of the game. I was always with arcade games and then sports genre, and every once in a while a shooter. I can recall later on loving Gears of War. The first time that I chainsawed somebody in half or I sniped the head off, I was like, whoa, this is Unreal Tournament on steroids, a little bit slower pace. I like this. 2006, I'm playing online. I realize that I'm good at this game. I'm actually good. I want to see, are there any competitions? And that's what I learned about the FIFA Interactive World Cup. And ironically, maybe because there's a hardcore group, if you're putting in a lot of time into a title, because there isn't money and there isn't content production in this point. No, it doesn't exist. So if you're investing your time and you're playing the game, you probably enjoy it, and you're pretty skilled at FIFA at this point. And we were in a league together. I remember Chris Bullard was in, I think it was called FIFA Xbox. The point is we had a lot of gifted players and an online league with no prize money. It's actually crazy that this was so organized. People played fixtures, and that was kind of my first taste of a community, and this is the early stage of even Xbox Live. And now by 2007, FIFA Interactive World Cup, I'm ready. I learned about it in the previous year. I qualify, I go to the world final, and that's when it got real for myself and my parents, because they had to have been going crazy. This kid is stressing us out. He's making noise, he's throwing controllers, hole in the wall. I think I punched through a door. I was a big kid at this point. I'm 17 years old, and I finally win something where I got 2 tickets to go to Amsterdam, and that kind of started everything. I was able to take my dad, and for them, okay, there might be an opportunity here. 2008. FIFA Interactive World Cup. We had the World Cyber Games. And a lot of tournaments started to develop, but at the same time, very inconsistent. That first FIFA Interactive World Cup that I heard about where Chris Bullard won, 2006, he won, and he got no prize money. 0. He was still able to go to the awards, but I'm just saying that was the biggest event at this point in time, and there was no prize money. I also want to mention that in this 2004 to 2010 stage of gaming, it wasn't cool to play a lot of video games. If you had a friend that was very skilled at a game and you asked him, hey, how much time are you putting into this game? How often do you play? He would lie. 100% he's lying. Oh, I don't play that often. Nah, it hasn't been for me. I'm just naturally gifted. Nobody wanted to claim the commitment that was involved to really be good at these games. It was rare. And as I started winning events, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, and so forth and so on, it was great. But it was always a hobby. And some of you guys know this if you've been on the live stream. I might have briefly talked about it on YouTube. I don't like to talk about achievements and accomplishments unless I just need to tell somebody, like, look, you just didn't do your homework. Because I just think it comes off very arrogant, it comes off cocky, it sounds like you're bragging, and I didn't want to make that a frequent on my channel. But I've won, I think, 6 or 7 national titles. I've been to 3 FIFA Interactive World Cups, I think 3 World Cyber Games, and IESF, 2 Virgin Gaming World Finals. In fact, for Virgin Gaming, I qualified in the World Finals in Madden, in FIFA, and NHL. Remember I told you sports game was my thing. I really enjoy NHL too. If you guys were ever looking for a new sports title that you haven't experimented with, EA does a really good job with NHL. They didn't pay me to say that. There is no bonus coming my way. Let's analyze that next era. So now we're looking 2008 to 2012. Next 4 years of my life, I'm in college. I actually played soccer in college as well. I bounced around a little bit. I went to University of Akron. I then went to McMurray, and then followed it up with graduating from Texas A&M. And I always had competitive FIFA as a hobby because there was nothing more than a hobby. If you won, sure, you made great money for that year and you could justify the time that you invested. There wasn't many tournaments either. I can recall, okay, I got 4 tournaments in maybe 2012, and then 2013 I got 1. And as the leaderboard system started getting nasty, if you played FIFA Interactive World Cup, it was who's the best DDoSer? Who could disconnect this person? They got rid of live events, and it really ruined a lot of the competitive scene. If you're just getting involved in the FIFA community now, you're seeing competitive FIFA like nothing before. I also did a couple TV show appearances, and I wasn't ready. When I watched some of that back, I was sitting there like, what were you thinking? With your look, with how you spoke? Because people cut up and edit content so well, and I wasn't creating content at this point, so I had no idea. And I was always in shape, out of shape, in shape, out of shape. If you guys played college sports, obviously for the season, you had to be in great shape, but right after the season, no. I might have jumped ahead just a tad bit, so let me rewind for just a moment. I want to say it was 2008 where I got my first major sponsorship with Team Pandemic, and they had other companies that were involved that were able to support you to events. And then in 2010, I actually joined VVV Gaming, which some of you guys might be familiar with if you've been on my channel a long time, because I kind of left them in 2015 as YouTube started growing. I wasn't as involved in the competitive world, but that was a great move because in 2010, I was introduced to SteelSeries. And this is once again a sponsorship or a partnership to help you get to events. Because at this point, you're trying to be an athlete in a sport that's just not popular or it's not developed yet. Even though the timing might be right for you, the timing isn't always right for everyone else and the consumers. Right now is the best time I've ever seen, at least FIFA and esports. If you are young and you're ready to focus on maybe making some money, creating content, this is the time. But then, nah, it wasn't. I was still writing articles and taking pictures. There wasn't a bunch of video consumption and there wasn't a lot of video content creation just yet. I'm now sponsored by VVV Gaming and I'm finishing up my college, my university studies from Texas A&M University. And that's when I turned to starting to create content. I have relationships with a few different companies. I've worked a little bit with Samsung here and there. I've obviously been involved heavily with SteelSeries because I was a main sponsor at VVV Gaming. And I felt that there was a niche for me to create content on YouTube. I didn't know anything about editing. I wasn't sure how to talk to a camera because this is not easy to do. It's hard to speak to a camera as if you're speaking to a person. I remember when I started YouTube, I had to take 5 or 6 takes to get through one post commentary where you never saw my face. So it was just a voiceover and it would take me, okay, I talk for a minute, cut. Talk for another minute, cut. And I was always trying to remove using ums and using likes just so it was more free-flowing while getting the information out there and still having my personality because you're developing this presentation, this persona, what you're doing for the content, how you want to be seen, how you want to be perceived. I'm 22, maybe 23, and I don't have any experience in this field. I didn't study to be involved in the media industry, and especially not as an editor, because I was sitting here overwhelmed initially when I'm importing files. Oh my goodness, how do I put this all together? I gotta link this, I gotta link that. And simple task for maybe other people, I used to have a learning process. I didn't get into YouTube to make money. I got into YouTube because I wanted to do more than just play the game. I wanted to try to produce content. I wanted to learn some different skills. But because of the little bit of income, it allowed me to justify it instead of going to get the 9 to 5. I just got a degree from a good university, and I'm telling my parents, hey, I want a little bit of time to really work out some of this content. I think there's potential here. A lot of people seem to like my videos. Maybe I can get better at this, and we'll see what happens. Mind you, this is 2013, 2014, and we're now into the early stages of 2017. This story should be titled The Evolution of FIFA Esports, #the progression. And that's why that pre-roll that I showed at the beginning of the video, it's a milestone for me because SteelSeries has been involved in my life since 2010. And it started with them sending a headset. And I really appreciate it, and being able to go out to Chicago and then work with them and kind of be a face for SteelSeries. It's a company that believed in competitive gaming when others did not. This is not a paid video where Mike needs to talk about SteelSeries and his experience or the story of competitive gaming. No, it's not. Don't get me wrong, I do have a relationship and a partnership or sponsorship with SteelSeries, but in no portion of that contract did I sign off on Mike needs to make a video talking about his gaming experience and how much SteelSeries has done for them. No, that's just because I want to do it. I will say in the commercial, I was talking about the Arctis 5 and then also the Arctis 7, which in my opinion is the best headset that came out on the market thus far. It's the best headset SteelSeries made. Let me show you how long I've been with SteelSeries. If you recognize this headset, look at this. They stopped making these, or at least I think they did. I believe I was the only one who liked it. It goes behind the head like this. I thought this was such a fly headset, still had that retractable mic, but apparently I was one of very few. Those are the basics to the backstory of my competitive history. If you have any questions, the comments are always open. And I'm actually going to link SteelSeries' newest products in the comments in the description. Dirty Mike 10 always gets you an extra 10% off, which is pretty solid. I'm also going to leave links to that original video, the promo that you saw at the beginning, and I might have some outtakes at the end of this. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to put together this video or the talking process. I wanted to bring you guys a little bit more of a personality piece to go with the usual scheduled type of content. All right, let's talk about the skill moves, and I want to start out with honorable mentions. I'm going to mention actually 4, and these skills are definitely usable, and if I leave anything off the list, make sure to let me know in the comments. And remember, this is just my opinion. We're talking about effective skill moves. I'm not talking about you can't use them or they have no value. I'm just saying the most effective, if you're looking to include skills into your gameplay, these are the ones that you should master or start to try to put together some combinations. We've got the roulette. It shields the ball well, and you draw a lot of penalty kicks. It's a good mix-up, and some players, depending on their ball control and their just ability, their overall execution of skills, this can come out relatively quick. And I love doing a double roulette where you switch directions, bang, bang. It definitely has value. You can mix up roulettes into your gameplay. Doesn't matter if you're a skiller or you're just a regular guy that enjoys playing FIFA, and the execution's not complicated. Next, we've got one of my favorites and a skill move that I still use very frequently. We're looking at the drag back, and you need to be stationary. You can stop and pop with the drag back relatively easy. Hopefully in the bag drop I've got some different examples going with some of these skill moves, because I do use the drag back in every 40 and 40 video, and I probably score, I would say, at least 5 to 10 goals within those 40 matches via a drag back setup. A lot of times I use it on the end line, which can be very deceptive, and it's quick and anyone can do it. Universal skills seem to always be the most valuable skills in FIFA. They're simple, they're easy to execute, but they get a lot more complicated depending on how well versed you are in the setup or how to add these intricacies into your gameplay. Add a little a little touch of class, a little razzle dazzle. We've talked about simple, now let's get a little more complicated with the 5-star skill exclusive, the fake Rabona. I love it. It's kind of like a fake shot, but it stops a little bit quicker and you can go into the scoop turn. That's always the combination. Fake Rabona into the scoop turn, so you stop and then you go quickly. It's a nice mix-up. Ronaldo is going to make you look like a true genius, or Neymar when you're executing a fake Rabona. And if you're a skiller, you're going to love it because they put you in that stationary position where you can go fake Rabona into a rainbow, fake Rabona into a scoop, a fake shot. I guess you could mix it up with a drag back. Not necessarily what I would lean to do. Some people use a heel-to-heel following a fake Rabona because, remember, stopping, you're going into speed, you're going into space. It's all about deception. When you're executing skills, you want to be good at skills. Then you've got to be able to bait your opponent, to read the game. Have a mastery of reading the game. It's more than just being able to do the skill moves. It's how to set them up. And that's why I've done a few different advanced tutorials on my channel where I'm showing you not necessarily how to do the move, but what to look for in order to use that move at high levels of just solid execution. Because you don't want to turn over the ball. That's not good for anybody. And if you watch some of the top players, the Huge Gorilla, the Tass, the hashtag Harry, the Boris, the August Rosemeyer, and there's so many more. These guys are using plenty of skill moves. It's not like skilling is dead. I realize that AI defending is good. It's too easy. Even though that new patch, I think it helped out a little bit. It didn't really affect my defense, but it's affected a lot of people's defense. If you were letting the AI kind of do it for you. You were getting some assisting. Last honorable mention, we got the heal to heal. Love this skill. It looks better if you have a 4-star skiller, but you need at least a 3-star. The execution, or the animation I should say, is a little bit different. It's just got good value. A lot of people play defense where they're trying to anticipate you cutting inside, and that's when you hit them with a heal to heal, and you're able to take your space. And you can do it in an aggressive manner. And I always talk about offensively and defensively, EA loves to reward people for being decisive. Number 5, we've got the ball roll. And even though this skill move has been reduced from what we've seen in the last couple of years, especially last year, remember we were seeing double ball rolls everywhere before people kind of smashed it in or placed it on that near post. It's funny how EA every single year kind of switches that up. It's the near post is great, the far post is great, the near post is great, the far post. That's what we're used to seeing. One would be overpowered, and the following year the other one gets the overpowered claim. But with the ball roll, you can go into the sprint dribble afterward, where you ball roll and you sprint off. It still gives you good ball control. You can ball roll down the sideline and kind of go into a shield. It combos well. It's easy to do. Anybody can do this skill on the pitch. The downfall is it's slower, absolutely. And I'm not here to argue that it's going to be as good as it was last year or in FIFA 15. FIFA 15 was an awesome skilling year. Stellar year for skill moves. If you appreciated running with the ball and skill move combinations, that was a FIFA that I'm sure you co-sign to the death of you. Number 4, we've got the Burba spin. And I want to talk about this move because sometimes I feel like it gets a negative rep, and it's only because the idiots, the guys that run down the sideline every time and try to do a Burba spin. And of course it's predictable. And those are the same guys that'll get in my comments or get in other people's comments say the Burba spin's not effective. No! You're not using it effectively. You can't abuse any skill move. You've got to be able to incorporate it into your gameplay as a mix-up, as a change of pace, as a time to be creative. Also, the Burba spin going from the middle of the pitch, or you're really looking for somebody to be hanging on your hip. That's a great time to do a Burba spin, and you can do a double Burba. You need at least a 4-star skiller. Of course, if you have a 5-star skiller, it might look like the McGeady, or if you're running, you still get the Burba spin animation. It's just a skill move that is effective and it's easy to execute even in tight quarters. The way that this skill move is executed makes it easy to put into motion whether you're feeling a lot of heat or you're a little bit nervous, your hands are sweaty. It's just got a very tap, tap, right? On the right analog stick, tap, tap. It's not a problem. And I've got tutorials on everything that I'm talking about. Midway point, we're talking about the body feint. Once again, slow down a little bit. We're never going to see the return of the body feint from FIFA 15, okay? You guys that are dreaming, like, RIP that body feint. It's not coming back. The diagonal variation of the body feint, and that's all about choosing the exit direction. Remember, if you're executing a body feint, all about exit direction. It's very easy to do as a skill. And also an advanced form of the body feint is the fake body feint, where you don't choose an exit at all. It just kind of wiggles, you shake them off. And it allows you to watch what your opponent's doing. If you've watched a lot of high-level FIFA, whether it's when I'm commentating over some of the Gamer Saloon Pro League Wednesdays and Thursdays, we're in the playoffs actually for that, $3,000 on the line. Plug! But it's just got a lot of value still. And I would recommend the diagonal. The regular body feint, it kind of shows the ball a little bit too much. It's not that you can't use it, but it's a risk to reward or a reward for the risk, however you want to word it, how you want to put it together. And what I mean is if you had a chart, okay? You've got a Y and an X axis and you have an equilibrium where your risk meets reward. It's not that good if you're just doing the normal body feint because it throws the ball out there. If somebody's containing, they're going to pick it up off you. It's a free tackle. But I still love this skill. It should be in your arsenal. Number 3. Can I get a drum roll, please? At the runner-up position, we've got the scoop turn and the fake shot. I've linked them together. If you watch me play, I used way too much of both of these skills, but I'm just in love. The scoop turn has just great value, and I'm so accustomed to using 4- and 5-star skillers that being able to set up a running scoop turn or maybe a fake shot into the stationary scoop turn, or you receive a pass, scoop, you get it on the dominant foot. Done a lot of tutorials talking about the scoop turn and then also the fake shot. It's just a skill that's so easy to use. Anyone can do it. Even your goalkeeper can do a fake shot. Nobody on the pitch cannot put together a fake shot. Okay, that animation, it goes across all the boards. And I love it. But it's another one of those skills where you shouldn't abuse it. In fact, as I mentioned before, I feel that I actually use it a little bit too much. Sometimes I just need to be a little more simple. And I talked about decisiveness. I'll do an extra skill or make an extra pass in the wrong scenario or the wrong circumstance from time to time, and it's frustrating, but that's where you're trying to build good habits. And that's what FIFA is all about, consistency via good habits. Top in the charts, my friends! And I feel this has to be included as a skill. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong. But I think the pace control, which is also known as the face-up dribble, is number one. Every single pro player, every single competitive player, every single person that is good at FIFA uses this. And it's where you're hitting the LT, RT at the same time or the L2, R2 at the same time, just depending what platform you're on. Once again, universal skill. Anyone is capable, but the variety of mix-ups and just finding the right pass, holding up the play, going maybe in between using the face-up dribble into a fake shot, back to a face-up dribble, then throwing some shielding into the mix, a little 1-2 pass, finding the correct angle. The amount of simplicity and complexity with the face-up dribble, second to none. It's got to be number one just because you can wiggle and work, you can sprint out of it, you can do a body feint coming out of it. It just doesn't have a cutoff point. When I look at skill moves, I look at, all right, how many players can do this? All right, how effective is this skill? Okay, cool. How much variety can I get? And that's where the face-up dribble has to be number one. It just has a higher ceiling than the other skill moves on this countdown. So if you guys are watching this video, you don't know how to do any skills, learn the fake shot and the scoop turn and learn the face-up dribble first. Both of them don't deal with the right analog stick. So if you're not accustomed to the right analog stick, don't worry about it. We've got a great starting point. Thanks again for watching, my friends. I figured this is going to be a long video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a thumbs up. I'm sure it's going to take me a long time to edit, but it's going to be worth it. You guys will appreciate it. I'm looking forward to all the comments. Remember, I left some links down below, but until next time, peace.
Quality, it's awful, man. I can't hear anything. I can't deal with this. You know, your sister over there, she looks terrible. I would never touch her with a wooden stick. And I get angry! You know what I'm saying? I get angry! My girlfriend left me for the black dude next door. What am I gonna do? Buy the printer, it's an all-in-one, it's a scanner, it's a faxer, we're good to go. I'm putting together this premium quality material. I'm talking premium. And the rage that I bring to places, it seems like you're gonna make more money that way. You're gonna be financially stable.